So here we've got some brisket. So I'll sort of show you what to look for when you go to buy your own. So the best thing is to get into the butcher you know and trust and talk to them and go, look, this is what I want to get. I want to get a brisket. Now you want to get something about this size or small. This is about 6.5 kilos. I know it's a lot of meat, but the bigger the piece, the easier it is to cook. If you get a little piece that's 1.5 kilos, 2 kilos, you'll really struggle trying to do it. So things I look for if I was going to get one is down here's the flat. I look at this and go, is it nice and thick? You don't want to have it really, really thin where there's not much meat. It makes it really hard to cook and it will dry out and you won't get to eat it anyway. And I look just to see to make sure it's a nice marbling in here and a nice big point on top. So you can see where the point sticks up here at the top. That's a separate muscle. So they're the things I sort of look for. Yeah, and just make sure when you have a look, you can see in the bag, there's no big gashes and cuts from where they've cut it off the beast and go from there. So yeah, with a brisket, it's the chest of a cow, so it sits here. So a cow doesn't have a collarbone. So this muscle takes all that front end of the weight of that cow. So it's a very, very hard working muscle, which works really well then we're trying to cook in a barbecue low and slow. So it takes a lot of time, a lot of love, but it's definitely worth it in the end. The other cut I've got here is pork. So we're gonna do pulled pork, which is pretty much the easiest thing you can pretty much do on a barbecue. Pork neck would be the easiest part of that as well. So pork neck's what I've got here today. The other one is pork Boston butt. So I know it says butt, but it does come from the shoulder of the cow. It's an old American term from back turn of the century when they used to do it. And it's up here, so really high on the butt. So neck, and obviously his neck is a high, and the collar butt is in between the two. Now that's what I recommend to use because there's a lot of connective tissue, a lot of fat in there that will render out and make this very juicy and fall apart in your hands when you go to pull it. So that's what you look for. Go talk to your butcher, your local butcher, and go, this is what I want to get, and explain to them what you're trying to do, and they'll help you get that best cut that makes it work.